All right, Sunday Night Football, we will finally get to see the Seahawks again, Brock, after what feels like forever. They will be in Washington to take on the Commanders, and let's learn a little bit more about them from our friend Bram Weinstein, one of my favorites, the voice of the Commanders. What's up, man? How are you?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
We're good. We're good. I got to learn a little bit about this Commanders team from you because
He's losing money, Bram. He's losing money.
I did put a little.
He went to Vegas before the season. He laid a whole bunch of shekels on the Commanders. He fell in love with Jayden like everybody else did. We know DQ. And he's like, yeah, I got pretty good little odds
20 to 1
Yeah,
on
pretty good
the
odds.
Commanders to win the Super Bowl, and now they're 3-5. What is going on?
What is going on? Oh, man, how much time do you have?
15 minutes.
The season has not gone the way that they expected, obviously. And not the way the NFL expected. This is our fourth primetime game of the year. We are one of the most profiled teams. We're going to Madrid in a couple weeks. We have a Christmas Day game. We're playing 5 night games. Like, the NFL thought that they were going to take off after what they did a year ago. And I think it kind of starts with the projected starting offensive lineup has literally never practiced together once, not since the start of training camp. Whether it was Terry McLaurin's contractual holdout, Noah Brown's injury, Sam Cosby coming off their right guard, Pro Bowl right guard coming off ACL, a variety of other injuries to their offensive line. They just never had their team on the field. And it didn't really show up until the last couple of weeks where all of these people going in and out, and Jayden's missed 3 games, and Terry's been out for what will be now 5. Noah Brown's missed the majority of the season. They just can't find any consistency whatsoever on offense. It's starting to catch up to them. Earlier in the year, they were still a top 10 scoring offense, and they're still a top 3 rushing offense. But that has ebbed here the last couple of weeks, and it really shouldn't be a surprise. Defensively, they're having a hard time stopping anybody. Their ranking, total defense, has gone down each week since week 1. They have not been a great tackling team. Let's see, 5 of the 8 games, they didn't cause a takeaway. They've started to get injuries up front, specifically at defensive end. They lost 3 defensive ends over the last, few weeks, and that's catching up with them. So, and then it doesn't help that they played 3 of the 5 top most prolific offenses over the last 4 or 5 weeks. So, and they're getting another one on Sunday night. So the schedule's been really hard, arduous. Jayden's been hurt. The offense has never been together even when he isn't. And the defense hasn't played to expectations, and now they're beat up. What else do you need to know?
Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play? Right? I mean,
Other than that, everything's great. Yeah.
Will we see Jayden Sunday night?
I think so. He practiced yesterday, practicing today. He's trending towards that. You will not get Terry McLaurin. He's out. Again, he re-injured his quad, but kept him out a month. He came back, made a couple of great catches, including his first touchdown of the year against Kansas City, but he's already been deemed out. We don't know how much longer he's going to be out again. But Jayden does seem to be trending in the right direction.
When I texted you yesterday, I looked at the last text exchange we had from about a year ago, and you wrote of Jayden Daniels, he's a unicorn, which I love, and I'm a huge, huge fan of his. Do you still feel that way? How much of this is on him? Like, is there a step back, or do we still have the same high expectations for where his career is going?
His numbers are a little bit down, like especially completion percentage. It's a little bit down, but I really do attribute that to what happened in the summer leading into the season. They just never practiced together, all of them. They were just never on the same page. They were never on the field at the same time. And as we were kind of watching through the summer, I kind of expected a slow start to the offense. And the hope would be that, because Terry didn't practice the entire summer, sitting in, waiting for a new contract. And, they're incorporating Deebo Samuel, who's going to be a very big part of an offense. But if you don't have the other primary players out there with them, they were shuffling around the offensive line. The defense looked great in camp, but I think partially because of the offense was kind of a work in progress the whole time. So I don't think it's really fair to judge him at this point. His completion percentage is down. All the other metrics are kind of up. He still has only thrown 1 interception this year. He's still one of the, leading rushers of the quarterback, from the quarterback position. So I just don't think we've gotten a real look at what he is in year two. But I haven't seen anything that feels like a step back. I think there's just been a lot going on around him.
Do you think he can take on the amount of contact? I know that was a storyline in one of the national games. I remember watching it, and obviously Lamar is a guy that has run for a decade in the league and been an MVP and been a unicorn himself. Do you think Jayden, coming off the knee and now a hamstring, will be as much of a threat and look to run as much as he did a year ago?
I don't think they can take it out of his game. It really is what separates him. He's an extremely instinctual player. He is way ahead of the curve. We're biased, but I think there's an argument that was the greatest season any rookie quarterback has ever had. But for how far they went with what the team was coming into the season and off of all the changes that had occurred, and they were 4-13 the year before he's a rookie quarterback. His metrics were outrageous. He had the highest qualified completion percentage of any rookie ever. Like it was a magic carpet ride with him. But to answer your question specifically, he's tall, but he's not. And it's always been a concern with hits, and it's been obviously a running storyline here about get down, get out of bounds. He often is very protective of himself. He does go out of bounds. He does slide. He's got incredible timing. He constantly beats, people to the line to get out of bounds and avoid hits. I think the hamstring one was somewhat unfortunate. The week 2 hits, he took so many hits on a pass rush that overwhelmed them against Green Bay early in the season. And, I think it's TBD. This is the concern with him. He's got a slight build. And so he's going to get punished. But so I think avoiding it is probably the best way to go. And he's built to do that part of it. But we'll see this weekend. There's full respect for what Seattle's defense has done this year. And he's going to be marginalized. He certainly isn't going to be 100% if he does play.
How's Bobby doing?
Bobby Wagner?
Yeah.
Listen, he's beloved. He's had a rough time this year. I think his age is showing a little bit. And he's been caught in some bad matchups. Last week, one of the touchdowns they gave up was to Rashee Rice, and they ended up getting a matchup with Bobby Wagner on him, which good luck with that. Good luck any middle linebacker trying to cover that. Bijan Robinson had a huge play on him out of the backfield. I would say that his age is catching up with him, and he's slowed down a little bit. And in the passing game, there are matchups that are being taken advantage of in Washington. People are talking about it a lot because of the overall defensive ranking. Otherwise, he's as stout as ever, specifically against the run game. And, he's everything we could have asked for from a leader, for sure. He and Zach Ertz, alongside, Jayden Daniels' play, were a big part of, I think, what happened a year ago with this team. This wasn't a typical rebuild. They had a lot of Hall of Fame caliber veterans that were brought in on short-term deals, and they caught lightning in a bottle with it. He was a big part of that.
Is desperation a fair way to characterize for the Commanders what Sunday night is at this juncture at 3-5?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. They've lost a lot of games to conference opponents too. And, there was a big story, in the offseason, did they close the gap on Philadelphia enough? Clearly not. So they're chasing, I don't know if they are the best team in the NFC, but they're one of them, again this year. I know everyone talks about all the drama with them, but go look at their record. You've got to win 12, 13 games. That's not going to happen for the Commanders this year. So the pathway here is to somehow get back into the wild card race. They do play the Eagles twice. They haven't played them yet. But, still, the pathway right now feels like they're going to have to get back in the wild card race. Well, you're looking at it this weekend. And they just got to figure something out. If they can win this game, their schedule gets a little easier. They got Detroit next week, and then we're going to Madrid to play the Dolphins over in Spain. Then they get a bye week. If they can just win 2 of the next 3, and that really circles Seattle. If they can win 2 of the next 3 and be 5-6, get a bye, then the hope is they will start to get some of their players back. And if they start to get some of their players back and they actually have something resembling a healthy version of the roster that we thought they would have from the get-go, I think it gives them a puncher's chance down the stretch. But this game feels huge for Washington's playoff hopes this year.
Still having fun? Loving the gig?
Oh man, it's the best. I grew up in DC. This is a dream job, and it's better when they win. And last year was that was something that was otherworldly because it was so unexpected. So that was super fun, and this has been super frustrating. But there's kind of nothing like it, and I hope I do this for the rest of my life. It's amazing.
Are they rebuilding RFK? Have they broken ground on that as well?
They haven't broken ground yet, but that's going to happen probably early next year. They're still working with architects. We haven't seen the renderings of what they want to do, but it's going to be really cool. I think it's going to be more SoFi than anything. I mean, they've talked openly about how they want a venue that is not just a great home for the NFL team, but to be something that could be utilized for all sorts of international events. Like they're going to try to get the Women's World Cup. They're going to get the Eras Tour, whatever comes next. Like that's what they want. They want this to be a state-of-the-art hub on the East Coast that attracts literally everything. So I can't wait to see what they build.
Pretty cool. Thanks for fitting us in today, man. Really appreciate it. I know you're busy and just always love catching up. And we'll see what happens on Sunday, but enjoy it, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right.